We were making a vibration over there and it was traveling through the ground over here. Is that how earthquakes work? Okay, well, even though we've had a few days where it hasn't rained and the sun's been out and the wind's been blowing, things are starting to dry out, but it's still kind of wet and muddy and slick up here. But that's not really the point. The point is, because we couldn't get the loader to push in the posts, today we went and we rented a bigger hammer. So we've got this post pounder, which I don't know anything about and I don't know how it works, except it looks like it fits on the front of the tractor and somehow we have to center it on top of the post, and then we're going to use the hydraulics from the tractor to pound it into the ground. So hopefully nobody gets hurt and it all goes the way it's supposed to and the little tractor can handle it and it's not going to be too wet or slimy or slickery and the tractor will stay where it's supposed to. And if I'm sure if it doesn't, we'll come up with another plan. But yeah, so this is how we are going to try to remedy the problem of not being able to get all the posts in the ground. So stay tuned and wish us luck. I don't know if he'll do it again. That is awesome! Wow, that's not scary at all. Alright, well, yeah, we'll confer and I'll let you know what he says.
It's totally going in.
It is?
Yeah.
No, that's crazy. That's not scary at all.
Is it loud?
Oh gosh, it's loud. Yeah, it's a good thing you told me to bring earplugs.
Oh yeah.
I don't have them in yet, but I will. Yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Okay, well I'm gonna feed the pigs really quick and then we can...
I'll get the... I remember where I left the rubber band.
Oh, that's a great problem to have. Okay. I don't know if you can see it from here, but right there in the middle of the pole is the rubber band that we had holding the level on, and then we ran the strings and now we can't get the rubber band off. So we'll have to MacGyver some new solution to how to hold the level on, but at least we found the rubber band, so that's a plus. We'll know where it is for next time. And if we can't remember, you put it in the comments, so then we'll know. We just stopped to check some of our measurements and Sam just pointed this out. I don't know how well it's showing up on video, but we're assuming that's just vibrations that are still in the ground from pounding that post, which we stopped to look at a few minutes ago. It's moving quite a bit. That's crazy. And it was kind of funny because as soon as we started doing that first post over there, Poppy just took off running, and I thought it was the noise, but standing next to where her food trough is, you can feel it in the ground. Like you could feel the ground shaking. So it's funny that it's transferring all the way over to here and it's still going. And I'll have to look and see. One of the other things that Sam said, I don't know if it's because the poles are in the ground or if it's because of the kind of metal, but they become magnetic. And it was pretty strong on there, so it's nature's cool and weird is all I have to say about that. So pretty cool and kind of weird. So obviously not from here, and maybe not because of the angle of the sun, but those are pretty much perfectly straight in a line, and they have the right slope as far as up and down. Some of them look a little taller than others, but part of it's because the ground's not even and leveled yet. But so that went really well. So now we're gonna work on this side, which I'm cautiously optimistic because when we did the back side, it went super smooth, and then everything else kind of was a problem after that. So this one went super smooth, and I hope everything else isn't a problem after this. We're kind of getting into that section of the trees where the roots were getting in the way, and we didn't even try to set some of the posts. We're not sure how accurate we can be with this pounder to set the posts because it obviously kind of moves around a little bit, but we're gonna try it, and we're gonna try it and hope for the best. But it's going surprisingly fast and smooth without jinxing ourselves. Also, one of the things we were just talking about right after I was showing you how much vibration there was in the post, I guess that's kind of like an earthquake, right? Because we were making a vibration over there and it was traveling through the ground over here. Is that how earthquakes work? And is that why the pigs were freaking out? Because she could feel the ground shaking. What was really interesting is it didn't seem to bother Buddy as much when we were over close doing those ones like right in front of where he's at right now. When it started going faster, it started to bother him more, and I couldn't tell if it was the sound or the feeling of the vibration. But it would be really interesting to see how they would react if there was an earthquake, and if this is pretty much just what that was for them. So anyway, that's my wondering for the moment. We're gonna keep going and hope things keep going well for us. So keep your fingers crossed and stay tuned. So we found out the blue level that we were using isn't measuring level. So we got a little bit different one. And we decided to stop working on that side. I can't remember why. Oh, because the angle was weird and Sam wants to try it from the outside. But since he's in there, we're gonna try this one. So we just did this one closest to us and didn't do too bad. There's a hole right here where the boy swallow was, and he needs to get to that post, so I'm not sure how that's gonna work, but he'll figure something out. So for whatever reason, the post pounder started to get really efficient on this one right at the very end, and it sunk a little bit farther than it was supposed to. As you can see, that camera says that's level, and it's that much shorter than the one in front of it. So we'll either weld something onto it or, I don't know, do something, but we don't want to pull it back up out of the ground because we don't want to loosen it. And then you can see how deep of a hole the tractor sunk into to get up there. And we weren't sure how big of a mess it was going to be. That's like top of my boot. So That's pretty good. We weren't sure how big of a mess it was going to be getting it out, but he got it out. So that side's done. This front side's done. So tomorrow we'll just work on that far side. And we don't know if the tractor's going to reach high enough to start the ones that we didn't get over there into the trees. And there's technically 3 over here that we still need to do. So we have this until Monday morning. So we'll just keep at it and see how it goes So stay tuned. So renting this post pounder turned out to be a total game changer. We are finished with it, and Sam's just getting ready to put it back on the pickup so that we can return it in the morning, and I'll show you what we got done. So we were able to finish sinking all of the posts, including the ones that the loader wasn't able to get. There's one in this string, either the 5th or the 6th one from where I'm at, was the one that we didn't even try with the loader. So it's in there. They're all pretty much the level they need to be. These are all pretty much where they need to be. We got those 2 over here. Yeah, in front of the shop or beside the shop, and then the one right on the corner. We got this one right on this corner. We did step those out just a little bit to get away from some concrete that was down here. And then Sam has been working on just continuing to weld the rails on the fences. So this whole section over here is all welded on. Obviously we need to put panel on it like that. And then that's gonna be the gate. And then there's that little section. And then he's just working on this. So he's got the top bar all the way across and a little bit around the corner. The middle bar started in that one little section. It's a lot of cutting and notching and welding. And the welding is slow going, apparently. So I feel bad for him, but glad that he's the one who's doing it, because it would be even worse if I was. So I thought this might be the project where I learned how to weld, but so far that's not the case, and it might not be just because of how difficult this metal is to weld. So we're gonna leave it there, and yeah, Sam's just gonna keep working on this, so we'll just kind of keep showing you the progress as he makes it. Pigs want to say hi. Hi, pigs. And that's all we have, so thanks for watching.